Which actor has everyone seen but nobody know the name of? I'm a fan of his, but I always forget John Michael Higgins' name, and I think a lot of people do too and or never knew it. I just want to shout out /you/Kanye for sharing Arathis Guoyo, Arathis Warmano links that lead to the pictures of all these actors on replies that did not have them. Pete Postlethwaite, RIP. David Paymer. He's been in practically everything, but most people wouldn't know his name. He came into the movie theater I worked at years ago in Massachusetts and we were all scrambling to look up his name after we saw him. As he was leaving, one of my coworkers yelled, "Hey David Paymer," at him as he left. He smiled and waved at us. Seeing famous people was not a frequent occurrence for us in the Boston suburbs, so we were pretty excited. John Carroll Lynch. Bern Gorman. He plays a great villain. Zeljko Ivanek. He's always the corrupt US government official. One of the most prolific bit part actors who always plays the same kind of role. Christopher McDonald, or as you all know him, Shooter McGavin. Greg Henry. Dude has been that guy since the 70s. Started in Rich Man Poor Man, shows up in Slither, and Guardians of the Galaxy, Payback, dozens of movies in the 80s and 90s, like Body Double. Big blonde dude, always plays a sketchy sleazy James Spader type dude, but older than Spader. Cliff Curtis. Because he's never played anything like himself, but he shows up everywhere. He's Maori, but often plays Hispanic and Arabic characters. Live Free or Die Hard, 6 Days 7 Nights, The Insider, Bringing Out the Dead, Collateral Damage, Training Day, Three Kings and Hobbs and Shaw, amongst many others. He's worked with a lot of the biggest stars and directors. Edit. Since a lot of comments have mentioned it, too many for me to respond to, I should have said almost never played anything like himself. He has played Maori characters, but he plays other ethnicities more frequently than his own. And thanks for the broad and positive response. Was a nice thing to wake up to this morning. Noel Guglielmi, aka the guy that always plays Hector. James Reborn. Not an actor, but the redditor that answered every single comment without a link on this thread. We all saw them but nobody remembered the name. You/Kanye. Can we all just bless you/Kanye for adding the well-needed links to the answers? Stephen Tobolowski. A while ago GQ did an article called That Guy on this topic. The number one pick was James Cromwell. Dylan Baker. One time I held the door at a hotel open for him and recognized him as Peter's Professor Drive. Kurt Carnes from the Raimi Spider-Man movies. But I looked him up and will never forget his name now. This seems like a perfect question to point you towards this film. Shiwam and Bill Camp, the cops from Joker, have been in an absurd number of movies over the last decade. James Hong. He's been in over 600 movies, TV shows, and video games throughout his career. Edit. Here is a pretty good article on him from last year. Radija, appoint every Russian gangster ever. Tommy Flanagan, when you need the European tough guy henchman. The man with the sad eyes, Vincent Schiavelli. Has in loads of stuff, James Bond and Last Action Hero etc. Vincent Schiavelli. William Fichtner. He appears in everything. Someone who is a bigger name that has been in everything is Brian Cox. Character actress Margot Martindale. Ben Foster. He is always in a supporting role in big movies, usually as the antagonist's right-hand man. He was in the movies 3:10 to Yuma with Christian Bale and Russell Crowe, Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg and Hell or High Water with Chris Pine. Wes Studi. The guy plays in almost every movie with Native Americans. The Polka Dot Man from the new Suicide Squad movie. David something. See him in a lot of movies and TV. I think he was in Dark Knight as a crazy guy dressed as a cop Harvey Dent interrogated after Gordon was shot. Does your movie/show/play need a Russian antagonist? Alec Krupa is your guy. Cliff Curtis. Hailers from New Zealand and has played what seems like every race of human. I'm gonna put down Glenn Morshower. You need someone military with high rank? He's your guy. Honorary vote is Kate McCuxey. She's a little more recognizable now, but 5/10 years ago you would be snapping your fingers forever trying to place her. Prue Taylor Vince, chubby bald-headed actor with a wandering eye, often a villain. Once you recognize him, you see him in everything. Richard Kind. You know his face. You know his voice. Supposedly he's a lovely person in real life. Barry Pepper. Victor Garber. No doubt. Eudokia. CCH Pounder. Peter Stormer. Thomas Jane.